Established titles seems to be the talk of the town lately. Scott Schaefer, an up-and-coming YouTuber, has accused them of being a scam company, and by proxy has called out YouTubers like Mudahar who took their sponsorships, alleging that they are complicit in what he claims is misleading marketing.
Now, despite glowing reviews from some of YouTube's largest and most trusted creators, this company is a complete scam.
So I decided to invite Scott onto my stream for a debate with Vince Vintage, someone who is never sponsored by ET, but takes the position that Scott has basically blown everything out of proportion. This is that debate. We have a very exciting stream today. For those of you who don't know, yesterday a bit of a debate sparked on my stream between Vince Vintage and a man named Alex Silverstein who was in chat. Vince was in the call and he was saying that he doesn't think the whole established titles thing is a scam. He was saying, okay, well, I really don't think it's a scam. I feel like that's not what it is. It's misleading marketing at best. And someone in chat was like, hey, it's definitely a scam. They're liars. Why would you promote this product? And it was kind of a debate. And I'm not gonna lie, I think Alex's position on it was a little weak. But today we'll be bringing on the super soldier himself, okay? We'll be bringing on Scott Schaefer. Here's his video that's blown up and gotten 2.2 million views in just a few days, 4 days.
If you've watched a video from Graham Stephan, Andre Jick, Some Ordinary Gamers, or The Quartering in the past year, you've probably seen a sponsorship from the company Established Titles. Now, despite glowing reviews from some of YouTube's largest and most trusted creators, this company is a complete scam. Now, I do have to say that I believe most of these creators don't realize that it's a scam, with the exception of one, who we'll talk about in a minute, but that does not get these guys off the hook, and they need to do more research on a sponsorship before accepting the $20K plus a month these guys are making from doing deals with this scam company.
So there you go. He says it's a scam company. He says it's not real. For you guys who don't know, I personally was sponsored by Established Titles 3 times in the last 365 days roughly. So I guess I have a stake in this race a little bit because I was involved. This guy obviously is anti-Established Titles, but Vince Vintage, will be debating him. And Vince is like a video essay channel. He makes pretty good stuff. We'll go to his Jared Fogle video.
Jared had the cream of the crop opportunity. All he had to do was just stand there, smile, hold up those big-ass monster pants, but he couldn't even do that. Jared ended his career the same way he started it, trying to get into smaller pants.
So you see, he makes video essays, I guess sort of in the same genre, roughly, as me, right? And him and Scott Schaefer are going to be debating today. Scott Schaefer's sort of a newcomer to the YouTube community. He's only got, okay, so he has 70,000 subscribers, and they're pretty much all from this recent video he's done. They're saying they're both ready. It's time to call. This is it. This is the great debate. Let's go. Vince, what's up?
How does it sound?
Sounds good. So during the debate, I'm going to ask that you guys try your best not to cut each other off or interrupt. I'm just going to stay out of it for the most part, not say much, unless I really feel the need to step in. But I'm probably just gonna let you guys go at it. But you guys can chit chat a little bit, get friendly before you tear each other apart, I guess.
Tear each other apart? What do you think? This is a blood sport?
This is blood sports. This is blood sports.
Is that what you want?
This is a Claude Van Damme movie, but in a Discord call.
So Scott, what kind of content are you like wanting to make in the future? Is it kind of just like the kind of calling out like scams and like frauds and stuff like that, or?
Well, I've been primarily calling out mostly financial grifters like Meet Kevin, Andre Jick, Graham Stephan. So that's primarily been my focus. I've been focusing also on the FTX issue over the past month. And then I just made this Established Titles video because it was blowing up and I was sick of seeing that ad.
Yeah. Yeah, I just want to say congrats.
Thank you.
It's crazy. 2.1 million views. That's insane.
Damn, you're jealous, Vince.
Yeah.
So Scott,
I am jealous.
So Scott, you came out with this video about 4 days ago. Obviously, it's really blown up. And you're of the position that I think in the video you outright say Established Titles is a scam company. The product is a scam. And Vince yesterday on stream, basically, I don't know if you even saw any of it, but I know that Alex was messaging you about it. Vince contends that it's not a scam. At most, it's somewhat misleading marketing. But would that be accurate, Vince? You don't see it as a scam?
Yeah, I would just call it a ripoff.
Okay, and
I would call it like a ripoff. You know, it is misleading a little, little bit, but
like a scam and a ripoff sound like the same thing to me.
Scam and a ripoff. See, I would see like a scam as being like, like actually like defrauding customers. So like, Ice Poseidon selling like some cryptocurrency, and he sells it all and then he pumps and dumps it and then he takes $500,000 and everyone's screwed out of their money. That's what I see as a scam. A ripoff is something that's more of, it's overpriced for what it actually is. You know, maybe it's not like the best deal in town. The company's making a little bit up, you know, more off of the top. But to call something an outright scam is like.
So my issue with it being a scam is, and I know you think that you said that there's no one dumb enough to believe that you're actually a lord or lady, but from my channel, there's hundreds of comments of people who actually bought it and believed they actually had the title, or they were thinking about buying it, and now they're not going to, because they actually believe they get a real plot of land and that they're actually a lord and lady officially for this.
Wait, so you're just saying that, so you had a bunch of people comment saying this was like a real plot of land and they feel like they were defrauded because it's not an actual plot of land, even though on the front page of the website it says clearly it's a souvenir plot of land. Like, the one big contention I have with your video was you go into like, okay, they promote how it's a lord or a ladyship title package. Okay, great. But on your video, when you look at the top with like the timer and all of that, you don't go to the next part on the front page where it clearly states it's a personal dedication for a souvenir plot of land. In the video, you represented it as like it was some secret that the company was like withholding from you, and it's like in the fine print of the details. No, it's on the front page, clear as day, right there. It's even like in the same font size as the rest of the text.
They've made a lot of changes to the website since I made that video. So
the
a lot of that is
screenshots,
added.
so the screenshots that I have go back 2 years of them saying the same thing.
Well,
The screenshot that I have on my tweet thread was from a month ago before your video. So I made a big point with all my screenshots to take it from a month ago. So it's not like, oh, you know, they came out with the video and they changed all the text on their website.
Well, the About Us page, which I have screenshots of, they added a whole new paragraph to the top to make it very clear that this is just a novelty item gift that was not there before. They also didn't have the actual tree total that they had planted on their website up until the day after I posted my video.
Okay, we're just talking about the souvenir plot of land. So on the front page, they've had it for the last 2 years that it clearly states this is a personal dedication for a souvenir plot of land.
And most people don't know what that means.
But you don't disagree with that. Like, you agree that they have had that statement on the front page of the website, clear as day, text, same size as the rest of the text. They've had that for 2 years. So you agree with that?
I would have to go back and look. I don't know.
Here, I can send you the screenshot right now. So this is from the Wayback Machine I have the one from 2021, and I'll send you the one from 2020. Here, I'll just send you the one from a year ago, because it still stands.
And I'll pull it up on stream when you send it. So web archive.
In the Discord group.
Nice.
So this is from March 17th, 2021. You scroll down, you know, so you have like the banner image, become a lord or lady today. Lord or ladyship title packs. And then right in the middle, same size text, it says, this is a purchase for a personal dedication for a souvenir plot of land. You may choose to title yourself with the lord, you know, laird or lady. So in the video, you make it seem like that they never mentioned this at all, that it's some secret that they're keeping from all the customers. But it's right there on the front page. They're being very clear about what they're doing. If this piece of text was in some like disclosure sheet that was like on the bottom and like some like super small text link that you got to go to 5 different websites to find, you know what? I would actually agree with you. But this is on the front page of the website.
Most people don't know what that means. You understand that, right?
But it's on the front page though, right? It's clear. They have it right there.
Okay.
Because is it really a point to say, well, people don't really understand what a lord or laird is, or, you know?
And well, I want to bring up the mention of laird. That's not actually a title. So I don't know why they constantly bring up you can be a laird. Laird is a description. Like, that's not a title you can give someone. Okay,
but we're talking about on the front page. Okay, so we're talking about the point of it being a souvenir plot of land. And in the video, you know, like I said this the third time, they say, you know, you put in your video that it's misleading. They're not making this clear. It's not an actual thing, but it's on the front page. And this has been here for the last 2 years. It's not like they changed it right after you made their video. And I don't know how more clear they could be when it's on the front page. So I think your whole point about them being a deception, a scam, you know, with like, oh, they're not telling anyone about it, bro. It is, you know, it's on the front page. So if you can agree with that they are being clear about what it actually is, we can move on.
Most people don't know what a souvenir plot is. And it doesn't, they are very deceptive in their ads. I have an ad where they're currently running on Facebook now.
We're talking about the deception of the company saying that this is actually not like a plot of land. We'll talk about the ad in a little bit.
Okay.
So your point is that people don't understand what a souvenir plot of land is, and when they say that, that means it's a scam.
They're being very deceptive as to what they're selling, yes.
So how could you be more clear about saying it's a souvenir plot of land when that's the exact verbiage they use?
You could say that you don't actually own any land and you don't actually get a title.
Okay, I think souvenir plot of land is like pretty clear about what it is.
So
but even if you don't understand what it is, even if you don't understand what it is, they still say it.
just for a quick interjection, someone in chat is pointing out. They say talk about the scam hour counter. Do you guys know what he's referring to?
We'll talk about that after this.
Well, so there's like you guys aren't really getting anywhere with this in particular. I mean, you know.
No. But my whole point is that they are clear as day. It is on the front page. So if you can say, okay, yeah, you're right. It is on the front page. They are clear about it. We can move on.
Well, I guess the point of Scott's point would be that that's not clear in the ads. Would that be your case, Scott? Like it's deceptive marketing.
My point is them saying souvenir plot does not explain at all that you don't actually become a lord and that you don't actually get a piece of property. No one understands that.
Okay. What is this scam hour counter?
How do you know that? I mean, that's just like an impossible thing to even like figure out.
There's hundreds of comments on my videos of people saying that they thought this was real and they feel scammed.
But how is that proof of people not understanding that the souvenir plot of land thing? I don't know. I mean, here's the thing is they have it on the front page. It's right there. And it's like, it's not like they hid this from anyone in your video. Like, oh, they deceive people and they hid it in the thing. Bro, it's just on the front page. But I mean, if you want to think people are so dumb, they can't even understand what that is, like clearly what your audience is, then we can move on.
If you go to the supermarket and go and buy some Tide Pods, on the package, it says do not consume. And the reason it says do not consume is because there's dumb people who are going to potentially consume that, and Tide doesn't want to get sued. So you have to make it abundantly clear exactly what is happening. And they don't make it abundantly clear when they say this is a souvenir plot. The majority of people don't understand what that means.
When people eat Tide Pods, when it's on the packaging, do not consume. I mean, if I'm a third grader, I don't know what the word consume is. What it should say is do not eat. That's what it should say. But it says do not consume. So the reality is being a little deceptive with what they're saying. That's what your argument is.
They're being deceptive, yes.
So, I mean, like, but the Tide Pod thing, it's like, oh, it actually should say do not eat, but when it actually says do not consume. That's your argument.
My point is that they have to put that on the packaging for legal reasons in case somebody were to eat it. Now,
no, but my point, my point is like, well, it actually should say do not eat because a third grader is going to clearly eat that and they don't know what the word consume means. I mean, that's like a 5th grade level word. That's like the point you're making is like people don't understand the exact word. So it needs to be, like more clear. And it's like, I mean, it's laid out.
Saying it's a souvenir plot doesn't state that you don't actually own land and that you're not a lord.
Okay.
All right.
If you think if your audience is that dumb to not even understand what a souvenir plot of land is, then we can move on.
Yeah. So I guess the next point would be someone in chat, they donated $2. They said talk about the scam hour counter. And I believe you talked about this a little bit yesterday on a stream, but Scott, did you talk about that in a video or no?
I talked about it briefly.
Do you want to explain what that is and your kind
they have an hour. They have a countdown counter at the top of the chart that's always there. You can come back later on another day and it'll just come back up. So I think Vince claimed that, Amazon has a counter, so that's the same thing. But Amazon's counter actually runs out and then it's gone. The established titles, you can come back another day and the timer is back.
So I was wrong on that. I was a little bit disingenuous by, saying the Amazon timer thing.
Okay.
But the whole point of having a nonstop sale in the EU, that is illegal to do. If you're going to have something on sale, there has to be a period where there's actually like a non-sale price. like for a substantial period. But
Wait, so are you agreeing that they're doing something illegal?
But in the United States, you are allowed to run never-ending sales. You might have seen those stores where they have like a liquidation sale. We're going out of business, liquidation sale. But you go there the next month, and it's the same sale going on. You're allowed to do that in the United States. There's been a bunch of lawsuits about it, but they haven't really gotten anywhere. So this whole thing about websites having like a never-ending sale with the timer, is it deceptive? Yeah, I would say it is. Is it illegal? No. Is it a scam running a never-ending sale? I wouldn't say so. Kroger's one of the biggest markets in the United States. They have a thing where it's like everything in the store is like 20% off. It's a never-ending sale. Is that, is it deceptive? I don't know. I don't really think it's quite on the level of being like a full-on, scam, because the title of your video was YouTube's biggest con.
Yeah.
And the fact they run a never-ending timer, that's one example of the biggest never-ending con. I find it a little bit hyperbolic on the language, but...
Okay. Well, like I said, my biggest issue is that you don't actually get any land, and you're not a lord and lady, and there's a bunch of people who think that's real.
But this was a point you made in your video.
Okay.
So you clearly thought there was some merit to it.
Yeah, so that's a very common practice of a lot of these scammers who I've talked about in the past. Specifically, there's a guy named Kevin David who just got sued for like $53 million. He was an Amazon FBA seller. He sold this Amazon FBA course online for like $30,000. And he did the same thing where he would have a timer that would never end. That's how a lot of these guys would sell these fake guru courses. So it just really irks me that this company is doing the same exact thing that a lot of these scammers do.
But it's a legal thing to do in the United States. I mean, stores do it all the time. Run never-ending sales. Hey, we're liquidating all of our business, going out of business, but the store never goes out of business. It's legal to do in the United States. Is it,
They're not a U.S. company.
But they're selling these in the United States.
They're selling them worldwide.
But all these YouTubers have... I don't know. I mean, you bring it up as like a scam, that being like some part of the scam, but... in some countries, you're allowed to do it. Some countries are not allowed to do it. Is it breaking the law? No. Is it breaking a consumer right? Yes. And the most these companies have ever gotten is they'll get some kind of lawsuit, maybe some, some fine, nothing really big.
So, whatever.
So another,
I just don't see it being some huge point, and this is why it's a scam, because they run a never-ending sale. They run a never-ending, like, it's just...
Someone who did
I don't know.
$2
And because
to respond to you, Vince says, a legal scam is still a scam. So would you, what would you say to that? I mean, obviously you're saying it's legal, but does that make it right? Or okay, I guess?
Scam is like defrauding people. Like, pump and dumping a coin. Selling a kit for your car, saying, hey, if you buy this kit for your car, you can run your car on water. Clearly that's not possible, you can't do it, but I'm selling the kit. And I'm showing people, you could run your car on water. It's the greatest thing ever. And then when people get the kit, your car doesn't run on water. That's a scam. But something that's a ripoff is like, when you file your taxes, you could do your taxes for free from the government. You can get all of the forms. You can get everything you need to do your taxes for free. But then you have TurboTax, where they're like, hey, you can do your taxes with us, blah, 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 blah. And, we'll take out, $500 out of, your whole fucking thing. Is it a scam? No. Is it a ripoff? For what you're getting, yeah, kind of. And I think at the most, what this is just a ripoff. Yesterday, when we were talking to Alex, okay, so we can go into the next point about this whole thing about the trees and, the trees not being planted. So before we get into it, we can both agree that they have planted at least 2 million trees.
That's what they claim, yeah.
They being established titles, and they being one tree? One tree planted?
Whatever the company is.
So the nonprofit themselves have also said they've donated this amount of money, we've planted this amount of trees.
Okay.
So what's this whole point about the trees not being planted? The nonprofit themselves is saying, yep, we planted the trees, we took the money.
So, a lot of people have been misrepresenting what I said. I said that they don't actually plant any trees, which is true. A lot of YouTubers have been saying they plant trees, but they actually just donate to a charity. So they personally do not plant trees. And then my second case was they didn't show how many trees they planted on their website. And I have proof of that. When I made the video, it just had a total amount of about 40,000 pounds, and they didn't have the 2 million trees planted. They added that the day after I made my video.
Yeah, that I've seen, but how does that make it a scam?
That was my point.
People bought these titles. They're bullshit. Don't get me wrong. They're basically, the paper that they're on is worth more than what it actually is. I agree with that. And then they're planting trees in the person's name. But if they're actually planting the trees, which is what they're saying they're doing on their website, like,
do you know how much it costs them to plant that tree?
Do you know how much it costs a company to make a handbag when they sell to you for $500?
They're charging
it costs like, that's just such a ridiculous argument to make. Like,
they're charging
the profit
people
margin
anywhere
they're
from
selling
$50 to $200, and they're planting a tree and it costs them 25 cents.
That's good business. What do you want? What do you want them to do? Do you want them to take the $50 and put it $50 towards planting trees? That's not a business. They're a business.
Scam.
How is it a scam? It isn't. No, they're saying they're planting trees when you buy something. They're planting the tree. A scam would be, hey, we plant the trees if you buy this title, and the trees don't get planted. Then I would agree with you that the thing's a scam. But they actually plant the trees.
Don't you think that they put on their website?
But you're saying
they put on their website that they told people, we're charging you anywhere 50, 250, depending on what package you pick, and then they tell you we're going to donate 25 cents to plant a tree. Don't you think that pissed a lot of people off?
Do you know for a matter of a fact that they take 25 cents out of their profit margin?
You can look at the two different websites, and one of them has the listed price at 25 cents. And they say,
do you know that they're planting one tree for every person that buys the title?
They say that on their website. We plant one tree for your order, one.
So if they plant the tree, what's the problem?
It's the biggest con ever.
I haven't seen that about the. So it's on their product page saying that they plant one tree per one title pack that you buy.
Yeah.
But okay, let me just check it out real quick. Lordship pack, 1 square foot of land. We plant a tree for every order. Okay.
There you go.
They plant a tree. They
paid $200. They spent 25 cents.
Okay. Look, a scam is them saying we're gonna plant 100 trees per every order, and they plant one tree. That's a scam. But they're saying what they're doing. They say it right there, clear as day. We plant one tree, they plant one tree. The fact that you think it's, they're only spending 25 cents when they should spend more, that's a ripoff. That is your opinion. But at the end of the day, that is a business. It's a business, and that's a great fucking profit margin. Do you think when these huge companies say we're going to be working with this nonprofit, and we're going to donate a huge portion of our proceeds to, whatever the hell it is. It is fractions of a % of what they actually donate. So it's I don't see the problem with this. There's nothing deceptive about what they're doing. It is on the product page right there.
You don't think their marketing is deceptive at all?
We're talking about the tree thing.
You just said there's nothing deceptive about what they do.
We're talking about we're talking one point at a time, so this conversation doesn't get convoluted. They say they plant one tree. They plant one tree. The fact that you think they just plant one tree for 25 cents and it should be more. It's that's a ridiculous fucking argument to make. It's
no, it's not.
How much should they spend then, Mr. Businessman?
If they put that on the page saying that we're only donating 25 cents to plant one tree, I guarantee you their sales would go down. I guarantee it.
It's fucking marketing. It's wording shit to make it sound better than what it is. They plant one tree. That's what they do. Fuck. I don't know.
Very scummy marketing.
But is it a scam? No. They literally say they plant one tree. There is no argument here. Your whole thing about
my aspect to the scam is about the Lord and Lady title and not getting a plot of land.
You brought up this tree thing as a point in your argument. So let's talk about it.
Okay.
So just to be clear, you think the scam is... So in your world, how many trees should they plant per a $50 order? What's fair to you?
I think that a good, I don't know, 10% of your total order should go towards planting trees. Not
10%.
25 cents.
You think a 10% margin is what they should put towards their thing?
It literally costs them nothing for their package. They bought the land years ago. There's no cost to them when you buy a package at all. It's pure profit.
Have you looked at their P&L statements? Do you know that?
I know based on what they're doing.
You don't
They
know.
bought land
You
years ago.
haven't looked at their numbers. You're assuming right now. The one number you actually do have is they plant one tree. And the fact that you think it should be more, that's your opinion, man. It's like me saying with the TurboTax thing. Man, TurboTax should be cheaper, man, because you can just get the tax documents free from the government. Okay, that's an opinion. That's, maybe it's a ripoff. I agree with you, it's a ripoff. But is it a scam? Fuck no. And the fact that you bring this up as a point in your video to say, this is YouTube's biggest con. The company that says they plant one tree per your order. It should actually be more. Like, the fuck? This is like straight up donation shaming. Oh, they should do more. They're at least they're doing something. You know how many companies don't donate jack shit?
I called out like a 25. I would much rather people just donate to the actual charity than buy this stupid piece of crap.
I agree. But that doesn't make this thing a scam. I agree with your point. If you actually want to go plant trees, go donate to the thing yourself. But then the same thing could be said about every company that pledges money. Well, In-N-Out's running this big thing where they donate a portion of their proceeds during December for like this addict recovery, center thing they, do. And every time I buy a burger, they donate the proceeds. Okay, whatever. But I could just go donate the money straight to the addict thing, and I would give them more money and, all that great stuff. But it's like, at least they're doing something. If this was a company that just sold you a fucking bullshit title like this, okay, you know what? Like, yeah, then it's like that's a fucking, I think it's a ripoff either way. But the fact they're even doing this, like, they don't have to do this. There's so many other these title companies that don't do jack shit.
Well, I mean, they have
and
to do it.
And just to be clear, I'm not dick riding established titles. I've never done a brand deal with them. I never want to do a brand deal with them. I don't like the business. I don't like what they sell. Everything that you're kind of saying where it's like the product's a piece of shit. I agree, bro. But a scam is like, it's anything but that.
Well, I guess we'll just have to agree to disagree on that point.
So you think they should, okay, so just to be clear, you think it's just the fact that they plant one tree, man, it should be 10% of the fucking margins.
The tree part was a very small part of my actual video.
You literally brought this up. I didn't bring this up. You brought this up as some point in like, this is why it's a scam with the tree thing. You brought this up, bro. I didn't say anything about this.
My point in the video was that two things. They don't plant any trees. They don't plant any trees, which a lot of YouTubers have been saying. A lot of YouTubers have been getting that wrong, saying that they plant trees when they don't plant any trees, and that they didn't provide proof on their
shit.
You just cut out.
Website at the time, which they fixed after my video.
Scott, you cut out.
Could you just repeat that line just one more time? You cut out a little bit.
The whole thing?
Sorry.
I guess just summarize it. I guess
the part with the YouTubers. Yeah. The part with the YouTubers saying they plant the trees.
So YouTubers have been saying it wrong, saying that the company plants trees. When they do not plant any trees, they donate to a charity. And I said that they don't show how many trees they planted on their website. Now, since then, they have corrected that. But that was the truth in my video when I said it.
But they planted the trees.
My point was that they didn't provide any evidence at the time, which they didn't.
But there's evidence now.
Okay, so they fixed that problem. But I was clearly correct when I said that in the video.
No. You came with a baseless accusation saying they don't plant any trees. There's no evidence to prove it. You never asked. You made a hit piece on this company without even talking to the CEO or any of the people involved. I mean, actually, I don't even know. But it seems like you didn't, because you could have gotten this information pretty easily from them. But you chose to run this hit piece, half-ass evidence, and just expect to just kind of figure it all out as the fucking, the whole thing fucking implodes.
Oh, my point was they didn't
Because
provide
if you
evidence
actually
at the
did your
time. That was
if you
accurate.
actually did your work and you found out that they actually did plant the trees and there's evidence from the nonprofit, like that's a fucking stupid point to make.
My point is that they didn't update their website with accurate information.
On how many trees they planted. When they put how many pounds they've donated, and then they change it to how many trees they've planted.
The amount of money they said they donated does not equal the amount of trees. That amount that they had on the website had not changed for quite a while.
Yeah, I agree with that because I saw that going back on their they just had that number. It was like 42,000 pounds, 700. It was like
So they
42,723 pounds, and they had
They
that
weren't
for like
updating their
months.
website at all with how much they were actually donating. That's a very valid argument. Why wouldn't you update that? And they fixed that because they realized they should have been doing that all along.
I agree with you. They should have done that from the beginning. I agree with you 100%. But does
They're
that make it
a very terrible company that does not update their website or anything. There's another guy on the Spiffing Brit who made a video where he exploited their whole website. They had a terrible sale where you get like a free plot of land, and he bought like all of Scotland because you could use the code over and over again.
What does that have to do with any of this?
Their company is terrible and have no idea how to run their website.
Okay, so now your point is the company's just terrible. It's not in your video title is YouTube's biggest con.
Yeah.
Because they don't put how many trees they planted, that makes it YouTube's biggest con. Come on, bro. You're fucking grasping at straws.
Again, this is one small aspect of my video. I don't know why you need to keep focusing on that.
You brought this up. You were the one that brought up the
All right,
tree thing. You thought it was
I
some
guess,
hard hitting point. But let's go to the Facebook ad because
Well, we've been to this one point for a while. Just before we get to the Facebook ad, because then I have to stop playing Minecraft on stream. I just want to bring up. So I guess Scott, my question for you, and I guess my question for Vince as well, would be like, how culpable do you think the YouTubers who promoted this ad are? How much responsibility do they have in this? Because you did specifically, you had a list of YouTubers on your video. And I know some people would accuse you of sort of encouraging harassment with that because you had a list of all the YouTubers. And you were updating it as they apologized, basically saying like, okay, guys, go get these people to apologize. When they apologize, I'll update the list. What is your kind of take on that part of it?
I had a disclaimer said not to harass anyone on the list.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
It's still there. I mean, I switched it over to an actual video now, and their disclaimer is there in the video.
Does
Okay, well,
disclaimers totally work?
Don't harass any YouTubers. Follow all of YouTube's rules and regulations. And I make it clear that the point of this is to try and get these people to stop promoting this company because I don't want this scam all over YouTube.
Okay.
I don't have any issue with any of the YouTubers.
The fact that you're like maintaining this fucking Google Doc of the naughty list is some of the fucking pettiest shit I have ever fucking seen. This is like some Matt What It Is shit from fucking years ago, bro.
Okay. That's your opinion.
And then the other point is you make a little star when they do an apology, fucking begging everyone to get on their fucking hands and knees and, oh, you're right, Scott. You're right. I fucking apologize. Like the YouTubers that did these brand deals, I'm under the opinion that everything a YouTuber promotes, it's under, they have the final say. They're called influencers. You fucking influence people. It's why people, it's why fucking YouTubers get paid thousands of dollars to do this shit. I do think a little bit of it, actually, I do think a huge part of it goes on the YouTuber of like looking into these companies. What do they actually do? Is the thing a fucking scam? Is it not a fucking scam? But the point is this thing isn't even a scam. They're selling you a bullshit title saying they're planting a tree, and they're doing just that. You didn't uncover some huge fucking scam.
The title isn't real.
You uncovered the only thing you found out was just a silly novelty way people like to just kind of waste their money. That's all that it is. It's not some fucking massive defraudment YouTube's biggest con. It's ridiculous.
All right, well, that's your opinion.
So there's a Facebook ad that I believe you have. You posted to Twitter, Scott. Do you mind just shooting a link to that in chat, and we can go over that on stream, and you guys can give your take on that. The Facebook ad for established titles. So we've got this ad here, and Scott says, Vince Vintage, here you go. This is an ad being run on Facebook right now by established titles.
When you buy land in Scotland, you are legally referred to as a lord or lady. So this, I bought a square foot of land where they're going to plant a tree.
Vince, I assume you've seen it.
So you are legally referred to as a lord of land.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay. So what is your take on this specific ad, Vince? How would you respond to that? Because I mean, the ad itself is, maybe misleading, I would say.
They're not lying.
They're not lying? What do you mean?
They say that you get a legal title.
You know what? You can call yourself a lord, a lady, a doctor.
It's not legally binding.
The only thing they're admitting from that is that you don't need the certificate to do it. You can add the title of lord, doctor, all of that stuff to your credit cards if you wanted, all of your fucking airplane tickets. You can change because the thing about a lord is like that goes back to the days of feudalism where it's like we had the hierarchical. I can't even say it. Like just like we had like the hierarchy of titles, like the king, King Phillips, blah 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 blah, Baron this, Lord this, and that's like a relic of feudalism. We don't live in that country anymore. You can call yourself whatever you want. If you were to call yourself a lord back in the day, way back when, you'd have your head chopped off if you didn't actually like own the land. But we don't exist in that place anymore. You could name yourself whatever the fuck you want. If I want to call myself X25 like Elon Musk kid, I can do that. And the only thing they're admitting is you don't need this certificate to do it. This is like a...
They're not admitting that at all. They say buy our certificate.
I said
and you can
omitting.
call
I
yourself.
said omitting.
All right.
You don't need a certificate to legally change your name to Lord. I could just do it on my own. I don't need TurboTax to do my taxes. I don't need to pay them. I could just get it straight from the government for free.
You don't think
and the
that's
fact that you
deceptive
show
at
this
all?
is like some huge own. Oh God, they had this Facebook ad they ran where they say legally change their name. This is one Facebook ad that you found days after the video you put out. And thank
There's
God
many
you
of them
found
that
it
say
because
the
it's
same
kind of
thing.
convincing. No. If you had this when you first put your video out, you would put it in the video. But now you had to make a second video that you're putting out to put in this thing because you made the claims and you looked for the evidence after. And you found this.
I already showed the evidence in the video.
You didn't show this clip.
I didn't need to show the clip. Like my video stands for itself.
But you told me yesterday you're making another video with this clip, and all of your friends were telling me, "Oh my God, Vince, you're gonna look so fucking dumb when he shows this Facebook ad. Oh my God, he's gonna fucking own you." Like, come on, bro.
Clip. I showed you this clip specifically because you asked for it on Twitter. You said
because
that.
you were saying that no. Because your friends were saying you were gonna make me look like a fucking idiot because you had this Facebook ad. Your friends. I didn't say your friends were telling me this shit. You're fucking that Alex guy, whoever the fuck is, whatever. He was telling me this shit that this Facebook ad was so good and it confirms the whole fucking conspiracy. It's one Facebook ad. It's one. And here's the other thing. It's not like YouTubers showed this ad in their videos. Your video is talking all about YouTubers promoting the company. This ad, if you think there's a problem, do I think this ad is a little bit deceptive? I would say it is deceptive because you don't need it to change your name.
You can get sued for deceptive marketing. You understand that, right? There's been massive companies like
shit.
You just cut out.
Uber who have been sued for much less than this.
I have a question.
Then sue them. Sue them. I mean, it's like the end of the day, no YouTuber said this exact copy. No one said this exact verbiage.
Well, we're getting kind of cut up on this point. I did want to ask something, Scott. I believe in your video you cited a court case with DealDash, correct? You described DealDash, and I believe you talked about a specific court case with DealDash. Vince, you talked about this a little on stream, and there was a point you wanted to make. Before I let you go, Vince, Scott, what was your sort of point linking DealDash to established titles?
DealDash is basically where all the money for any of these companies is coming from. That's what they got all their money from initially, and that's just a really scummy company to begin with because they're very deceptive as to what it is. You have to buy every bid on the site.
Okay.
And you have to ultimately you spend a bunch of money that you don't realize how much money you're actually spending.
And I believe you cited a lawsuit
multiple times for basically saying that it's gambling.
Okay, and Vince, I believe you claimed that they actually won the lawsuits. Is that real?
Nothing came about the lawsuits. Because you bring it in your thing to poison the well when it comes to the deal. Okay, so let me be clear about DealDash. I would never shop there. I think it's a huge fucking ripoff. I agree with you. It's a fucking shitty website. Hate it. But to bring it up as, you're saying, oh, and they had this huge lawsuit, years back about their deceptive marketing practices. You never said what happened in that lawsuit. They won. What they're doing is all in the fucking print. It's all laid out just in the website. Does it mean it's like a fucking scam? Not really. They're being clear about what it is. Technically, all of that kind of shit is classified as entertainment. And the other thing is, the CEO of DealDash is a partner in the same venture capital firm as the lady that owns established titles, right?
Yeah.
The guy isn't even a part of established titles. It's a company that the lady's a part of, that then this other company is owned by this guy. It's like this weird, like, Epstein connection, how, like, Epstein met this guy one time, and then, he worked for this guy, and that means he's a pedo too, because there's the fucking 3 degrees of separation. Like, I don't know what your point was with the DealDash thing. You're just like, oh, they run this really shitty company, so, this company has to be shitty too. You're just trying to, like, add more evidence when there's none.
All right. I would say that it's a bunch of circumstantial evidence. That would be my opinion.
What is? Oh, that they won the lawsuit?
That all of this stuff regarding the lawsuits, regarding them being sued multiple times, regarding everything related to the deceptive marketing, all of that is a bunch of circumstantial evidence that lays out a case that they're a very scammy company.
Does it mean okay, it's circumstantial evidence that they're a deceptive company, but the company isn't established titles. It's like saying this. It's like saying this. Mountain Dew has had this huge fraud going on. It's fucking gone on for ages. They're all these YouTuber ad deals. Mountain Dew is owned by PepsiCo, and PepsiCo owns a portion of Chipotle, and the guy that owns Chipotle is a fucking huge scammer, and he's had all these lawsuits. So because Chipotle is a part of Pepsi, and then Pepsi owns a percentage of Mountain Dew, there's the connection. That's the reach you are making.
That's a terrible analogy. DealDash, the amount of the money that they got from DealDash has basically funded all of these projects. The failed ventures, the Voice EA company, all of that is being funded by what they made from DealDash.
But what's the point? Okay, so, like, I just don't, like, what's the point in that? Okay, so they took money from a shady kind of investor website, kind of, whatever. Okay, cool. Does that mean that one side is shady as fuck for taking that money? No. Like, you just bring this up as, like, some, like, random, like, point, like, oh, the lady that owns it, and, she's a part of this other thing with this guy, and this guy's a fucking scammer, and it's like, first off, the guy's not a scammer. He's had lots of lawsuits, won a lot of them. So it's like, what's the fucking, like, I don't know. It's not even a good point, man. You know what? I wish you had really hard-hitting points. Because I would love for there to be some, like, big fucking scandal with all of these YouTubers taking these, like, shitty brand deals. Like, fuck, that'd be fucking sick. I would love that.
Oh, I'm sure that, if you want technical analysis and everything, Legal Eagle is making a great video on this, so I'm sure his video will be really good.
Okay, so the guy that came on yesterday was saying, when Scott comes on, he's gonna fucking own you. And you come on, we talked, now you're saying, now Legal Eagle's gonna fucking own you. Where's the evidence? I don't fucking see it. It's just like you're passing on the, like, thing to the next guy, to the next guy, the next guy. Like, so now Legal Eagle's gonna have some...
I really don't understand why you're continuing to defend this company. You've said multiple times that you'd never use DealDash. You think they're very scummy. You think their marketing is deceptive for, established titles. I don't understand why you're so heavily invested in defending this company.
So now you have no points, and you're having to go off of this fucking, why are you personally defending this company? Why are you personally defending this company? Like, that's how many, you have no more arguments at this point. And you have to go to the point of, like, why are you defending this company? You dick rider. You don't have anything else to say. I don't give a fuck
made my points.
about
You don't like
established
any of
titles.
them. You don't like any of my points.
I have never bought anything. I think the fucking company sucks. I fucking hate the product they sell. But to sit there and call it YouTube's biggest con and get everyone to do these apologies, and you keep this fucking shit list of all the YouTubers that have taken this brand deal. It's just fucking scummy, bro. I think the scummiest thing is on your end.
I don't understand you at all, because you literally asked for someone to show you an ad where they say this legal binding, and I showed it to you, and then you're just downplaying it like it's no big deal. So I don't understand why you're constantly defending this company.
I asked because your video was about YouTubers talking about this. Everyone said, I could have sworn there was YouTubers that said this is a legally binding title. No one found that. And then you come in and show me this Facebook ad from I don't know when. And it says it's from the company. Okay, I agree. That's deceptive. But no YouTuber said that. Your video was calling out the YouTubers that worked with this company. That's what your video was about.
The point of calling out the YouTubers was to get the attention for the video, because I wanted people to stop promoting this company. Now, if obviously I had no idea it was going to get 2 million views. If I had known that was going to happen, I would have structured the video differently, because I didn't want to specifically call out individual YouTubers, and I would have done that differently knowing that. But, I can't do that now.
Wait. So if you were to redo the video, you wouldn't put a picture of Mudahar on the thumbnail with a picture of Graham Stephan and that Andre guy on the title, and you wouldn't call it YouTube's biggest con.
It would have focused less on individual people and just probably had a mashup of 20 different people quickly showing that this is a heavily promoted scam on YouTube. I wouldn't have focused on individual people.
If you really believe in that, why don't you change the thumbnail right now? You have a big picture of Mudahar. You got a big picture of Graham Stephan. You're specifically calling out 3 huge YouTubers. But if you really feel like, you know what, if I was to do it again, I wouldn't call out people specifically. Okay, then change the thumbnail to fucking...
What do you want me to change the thumbnail to?
I don't know. You're calling out 3 big YouTubers just with that thumbnail. So
you're pissed about it, so you tell me what you want me to change it to.
I'm not pissed about it. It's just, you're just saying,
what do you care?
Oh, if I was to make it again, I wouldn't call out specific YouTubers, even though I use 3 fucking huge ass YouTubers in my thumbnail. I would do it differently though. Then do it. You can do it. You can change your thumbnail if you want, but you probably won't, because calling specific people out got you views. I don't run your channel. I don't give a fuck. Change it to fucking a blank shit. I don't know. I don't care.
Why don't you ask your audience, run a poll, and I'll change it to that.
No, why the fuck would I run a poll in this shit? I don't give a fuck about anything that you do on your channel.
What, you just want me to have a black screen for the image? Is that what you want?
Okay, now we're getting stuck on this point. All I'm saying is if you were to make the video again and not call out people, start with changing your thumb. But you probably won't, because that's what got you views.
I understand that's what gets me views. I understand that. But if it was a video was going to get 2 million views, obviously I would have not focused on individual creators like that. Normally, before this whole video, my views were like anywhere from 5 to 10,000 views. Like, it's not a big deal if you put a big YouTuber on the image like that. But a bunch of small YouTubers do that.
I understand. Well, yeah. So you do this video again. You wouldn't call out specific people and all this stuff. But you said something good a couple minutes ago. You said, I just want to let people know that I think this company is shady. That's what your video was about. But in the video, you constantly say, this is the biggest scam. This is the biggest scam. This is the YouTube's biggest con. It's fucking in your title. It's ridiculous, bro. Your real point was that, you know what? You just don't like the company, which I don't like either. I agree with you. I don't fucking like the company. You don't like the company? You think they're a little deceptive with their marketing? Okay, there we go. But that doesn't get views. You went to the nth fucking degree. You make all these people fucking beg on their fucking knees and apologize to you with this fucking shit list that you put little fucking stars when they apologize. It's like, come, bro, it's some petty ass fucking shit. That is some petty shit to keep it. You took the time to go through all of these fucking YouTubers and write it out on a list, and then you constantly update it when you, oh, cool, he did an apology. Okay, let's put a little fucking star with the link to it. Okay, good. Good boy. It's like, fucking pathetic, bro.
That's your opinion, and I disagree with you.
All right, I think we're kind of getting just stuck in the weeds here now on, I mean, it's not necessarily personal insults, but it's just kind of like stuck in one area. Obviously, you guys are kind of diametrically opposed on the issue thus far.
Wait, but is there anything else that, because you had the Facebook ad, the tree thing, the fact that it's not a lordship or title,
not that I can think of
the timer.
Is it? I guess I'll let you guys kind of make your closing statements, because I don't think there's anything else in specific that was in the video that would want to be debated. Vince, unless you can come up with anything right now that you have a huge grievance with.
So before we start that, so you have a new video you're putting out about this, right?
Eventually, yes.
Do you have any other evidence in that video that you would like to bring up?
No, I do not.
Oh, he doesn't. Okay. All right. Well, since I think Vince, you kind of started the debate, I'll let you make your first closing statement, and then Scott, you can finish off the debate in total, get the last word. So, Vince, what would your kind of final minute-long statement be on this matter?
Okay, I'll be clear. Again.
Okay.
I've never taken a brand deal from established titles. I never will. I never want to. I never will. I'm not about the company. I don't agree what they sell. I think the product's a fucking ripoff. I agree with all of those things. But the problem that I have with Scott's video was you're calling this thing out for a scam, when it really is just a ripoff. A scam is selling your fucking audience of, millions of dollars worth of NFTs that fucking go to the ground the next day, and you make out all the money. That's a scam. But a ripoff is just selling something that's a little overpriced. Maybe it's not really worth exactly what they're selling. You can get it, different price for better. And that's really what it is. But the fact that you run with the language of scam, 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 and when we look at all the evidence of all the scam stuff, it just doesn't add up. The one piece of evidence you had in your whole argument was a Facebook ad. One Facebook ad that you found after you made your video.
Because you asked for it.
No. I asked for a YouTuber scene. If there was a YouTuber that said it's a legally binding document, no one had it.
Semantics.
No. I asked for I literally said in the
tweet. All right, guys, we're kind of getting caught up on this again. There's no. Does it really matter that much, Vince, that he gave you something else? I mean, it was still a point in his favor, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
yeah, make your statement.
Yeah, Scott, if you want to, do your closing statement, say your kind of final thoughts on.
I think this whole debate really came down to semantics. Vince seems to agree that a lot of what they do is incredibly shady, and I think that's a scam, and he just thinks it's a shady company, and he would never want to do business with DealDash or buy their plot of land. But that is what it is.
Okay. All right. Is that all you got to say? Pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay. And I understand you're doing a new video soon.
Eventually, yes.
Gotcha. Okay. You want to shout out your stuff? Just Scott Schaefer on YouTube, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
And Vince, you're Vince Vintage on YouTube as well. Anything in specific
Vince
you guys want
Vintage.
to plug? New upcoming projects?
Well, I just want to say, Scott, I might have come off pretty harsh, but all I want to say is, as a fellow creator on the platform, I hope they see you grow. You have like one big video. Hopefully you can get a bunch more cracking after this. So I wish you the best of luck on that.
Thanks, Vince. Same to you.
Okay. All right. Thank you guys for coming on. I'm going to get out of here, but good debate. Okay. All right, chat. That's the end. That's the end of the debate.